One take. This is NBA One Take, featuring yours truly, Pretty Boy Laker. This is NBA One Take for your head, NBA One Take for your brain. You can follow me on YouTube, subscribe, as well as I'm on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, IGTV, and my exclusive page on Facebook. Everything Pretty Boy Laker for all your NBA content and latest updates. Okay, these guys was always giving me content over the years. These are two of my all-time favorite basketball players. And for me, these two guys actually got me looking at the NBA differently, as opposed to just natural fans, loving the game. And they got me looking at the aspect of team and what works, what don't work, and what it takes to be a cohesive unit. And that's the ins and outs of what's happened inside the locker room, how people feel, and what can be the drama that ensues within a team and an organization. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. Now, before I go into what Kobe said, I love both of these guys. Met Shaq a few times, 106 in Park. After some games against the Nets, he used to come out, salute the crowd, just talk amongst people he knew in Jersey. And a few other times I just ran across him, always been happy person, and just, always had jokes. And always loved his style, like I said. No one really knows. When Magic Johnson said he was retiring from basketball in '91, that shook me to my core. I didn't watch basketball that season. I didn't watch it. Because my favorite player was gone. My favorite player was gone. So, I'm like, what I'm gonna do? Yeah, I like the Lakers, but it was Worthy and those guys. I couldn't really get myself to watch that season. But I was watching a little bit college basketball, because I like college basketball, just watching the Fab Five and Duke. But there was a guy I saw, LSU, I forgot who they played. So he was a monster. He was just getting it, dunking, just fast, and just, I'm like, Lord Jesus Christ, who the hell is this? And it was Shaquille O'Neal. And I said, whoa, I've never seen anything like this. Now, I was watching college basketball, but I wasn't like a fan of it back then, but Shaq was incredible. And I say, oh, I gotta watch out for this guy. This guy's amazing. And when he got drafted by Orlando, I was a quick fan. You know, like Orlando. So always been a Lakers fan, you know, from deep, but I didn't really have nobody, but I really like Shaq. And, you know, I always followed him. And to me, with Kobe Bryant, you know, it goes back to his junior year. Just watch him at ABCD camp, the Nike camp. Amazing. The guy was just, never seen anything like that. The guy, he was just a dog. Fearless, dunking and doing all this other stuff. But he wanted to work on ball handling skills, so he teamed up with a boy Sham guy, and he was working with Sham. He was working with Sham a lot, especially over the years, about his ball handling, because he wanted to really perfect that, because he wanted the ball in his hands. He didn't want to be the typical shooting guard. He wanted to ISO and also be able to create for himself. You know, because he knew that he gonna need ball handling, because he didn't have the explosive first step like a Jordan or Jerry Stackhouse. So he knew he had to work on his ball handling, and he perfected it. I'll tell you a lot about Kobe Bryant. That I was a fan right away. I was like, listen, this young boy. I said, I don't know. And I heard he was going straight to their league. I was like, okay. Was a fan. Now I don't gotta really go to the rundown of what happened, how they got on the Lakers. I already talked about that. But Kobe said in an interview, not too much. He just said that, was talking about Shaq's work ethic, and you know, these guys like to prod and get some good stuff. You know, Kobe's not gonna hold back. He's just gonna tell it as it is. Not gonna be all that disrespectful. But he said, listen, Shaq would have been the greatest of all time. And I kind of felt like that too. Yeah, I would think, listen, at one point, I'm like, listen, if Shaq continues the way he is and just focus all on basketball, he'll be better than Jordan. He'll be better than Wilt. He'll be better than Magic, Bird, Kareem, everybody. This is before LeBron and all these other guys. He'd have been better than all of them, because he would have just been tirelessly working on getting better. And everything would have came together for him and possibly propel him to so many championships. And he probably had even a longer threshold of a career. You probably saying, listen, the guy could probably average for the majority of his career 13 with 3 blocks, and possibly have 6 to 7 rings with a lot of final appearances. But Shaq enjoyed life, and that's another thing. So when Kobe they talked about Kobe saying, oh, his work ethic, it was kind of lazy. Shaq was, and he would have had 12 rings. Now when saying that, I said, oh, to myself, bro, no. You gonna exaggerate like that, 12? Nah, you wouldn't have 12. Nah. The league is not letting y'all have that because the league, when you guys won 3 in a row, other owners was already upset. Because, now we got to deal, now this Jordan SHIT is gone. Now we got to deal with another one. And I don't feel that we're really profiting off of this. Only teams that's making the money is the top teams in the NBA. What is the sense? What is the sense? We got to deal with a 300-something pound guy that's pounding the paint. We can't touch him. And if we're just hammering him, and then we're building our team to stop this man. And hopefully we can just form, but we have to make sure that we get a big blunt body to guard Shaq. And everyone thought like that. It wasn't even about, let me do this. No, I have to stop Shaq. We have to stop Shaq. And there were so many signings that a lot of teams didn't want to do during that time. There's a lot of signings they didn't want to do. A lot of people didn't want to pick up these big old centers that were just plotting in the paint. They didn't want that. And the governors, the NBA owners, whatever, was really talking about that. And it was a big issue. And the coaches as well. Like I said, Shaquille O'Neal will always be that, because I said when he changed it, because more so, the ISO ball. That ISO ball would always been there. I don't want to hear that, we had so many great players, but it was more of an ISO driven. Listen, fans like scoring, they like all that. But ISO ball too. They still do it. So I don't see what changes. But they changed the rules mainly because this guy, Shaquille O'Neal, was too dominant. It was hard to officiate. And just the glamour team was just at the top, making the money. A lot of the big market teams and the small teams trying to think, but they say they could not compete. That is a reason for anything. And just to go back with Kobe, Kobe was, not being disrespectful, it's his Shaq, it's his man. They made up. They had a lot of issues. I'm not going to go into the fights and the media stuff on who's seeing this team, and even the winning 3 in a row. Yeah, Shaq would have been one of the best. It wasn't to be. He said, he even climbed back and said, listen, we the 112 if you pass the effing ball. Mm-hmm. People always saying, alluding to that Detroit Pistons series in 2004, which had me almost break my TV. But Shaquille O'Neal just decimating Ben and Rasheed Wallace. But he knew himself was a lot because Shaq was throwing in a lot of pick and rolls that game and that series as well, where it was like Larry Brown was saying, listen, We gonna throw him in pick and roll every single time down. I don't care if he gets 50. And Tayshaun, and you're gonna guard Kobe on the perimeter. I don't care. No, you're gonna be by yourself. And if Kobe goes one way, the double team is there. He's going to take the shot, because once he see that there, he's coming to take the shot. That's how come his percentage was low, because he was shooting a lot of tough shots, because they was having Tayshaun Prince and Rip Hamilton and others that was go. It was on by committee, and they knew to say, listen, nobody else to score this team. Guy Payton, his quad was injured, and you got Slavomenko. The only game they won was game 2. Kobe bailed them out at the end, and Luke Walton had a breakout game and was just decimated. And that was the end for it. And I was like, just me following the drama and everything in that series.
The next Rockaway Parkway bound
was like,
train is now
what's this?
Please stand away to the platform end.
But it was insane. It was intense. It was insane. And I was just saying to myself, this is the end. And even this summer, they're trying to get Coach K, and it was just so much drama. Kobe said he wanted to leave, Shaq did it, and it was over money and all this stuff with Dr. Jerry Buss, Mitch Kupchak, and Phil Jackson had issues. He wanted money and they wasn't doing it. It was a mess. It ended bad. I mean, all parties did reconcile. But these two, Clinton to me is the greatest combo in the history of the game. It's not even close. Because, I think at their height was a better duo than Pippen and Jordan. Was a better duo than Magic and Kareem. Was a better duo than West and Baylor. Was a better duo than Tim Duncan, any combination if it's David or Parker or whoever. Better than Stockton Malone. At their height. Because they both changed the game. And in both doing so, they'll always be immortalized as the greatest players of all time. And, it's just to get this Laker content, it's a breath of fresh air, because I love talking about the Shaq and Kobe saga, because it's like, just bring back a lot for me, because the reason why I do these videos is possibly because of these two. Got me looking at so many things in the league, talking about all these things in the league, and these two, it was just great content. Even nothing malice. It's not crazy. These two guys made up and talk all the time. They got passes as well. So just give it a brief synopsis of the two. This was short, little thing, but it was great. It was great. But Kobe was talking the truth. He was telling the truth. And Shaq, to a certain extent, where he responds, yeah, you were right. you know. But it was great, and I enjoyed it. This is Pretty Boy Laker, and I'm out.